Hello, so in this video I'm going to talk about 5 reasons why history is a great choice to study. So, reason number 1 is that the past helps to illuminate the present. So by studying the past, you can understand how we got to where we are today. Okay, so you can't really understand the political situation in any country really without having understanding the past, where we came from, and how we got to the position we're in today. It can also, and as the pictures here kind of suggest, it can also help us understand human responses to things. So from times of the plague to present day pandemics, it can help us more clearly understand human responses, how we kind of naturally respond to things. And also understanding developments in medicine and things like that. So the past helps illuminate the present. It helps us understand the present in more detail. The next way history can help is it helps us understand that there are a variety of interpretations to each event. So it's not just set, there's not just a set view of things. And for example, recently, the Speaker of the Commons, Sir Lindsay Hoyle, talked about the Glorious Revolution, and made out that this was the path to Britain becoming a kind of parliamentary democracy. And some people criticised this and said, hold on a second, the Glorious Revolution wasn't glorious, it wasn't a revolution. What about other parts of the UK, Scotland and Ireland? That doesn't really tell the big picture. And by studying the past, we can understand that it's made up of interpretations, that there's a variety of interpretations for each event, and it kind of opens up how we understand the present as well. Number 3, studying the past increases our awareness that the past has always been a diverse place. There's always been a variety of experiences, and I've just put 2 examples, but there's lots and lots of other things that we could say here. So John Blanc, the Black Tudor trumpeter in the court of Henry VIII, and his story tells us that the past was diverse. Similarly, this book, The Five by Hallie Rubenhold, talks about the untold lives of the victims of Jack the Ripper. And it really turns the story of Jack the Ripper on its head by looking at the victims, the women, what their lives were like. And it gives us a kind of understanding of empathy, that the past people struggled. There was a variety of experiences. And it can help us feel more empathetic in the present. So we understand that there's always been a variety of experiences. There's always been people who are different in society. It's never been fixed, as some people might make it out to be. Number 4, and this is a really practical one, but I think it's really, really important, that the study of history provides us with practical skills, critical thinking, source analysis, condensing lots and lots of information to structure a kind of argument and to formulate our own interpretation. So history, I think, is incredibly important in the modern world, where there is, fake news and people saying things that aren't based on, it's not necessarily based on reality. That by studying history, we can look more critically at the present, and it gives us those skills. So it's really, really important to kind of equip ourselves with those skills when we're kind of navigating the present. Number 5 is that history is just really, really interesting. It's full of human stories, and it's a fascinating subject to study. I've put a few examples. I'm just going to quickly run through them here. But the Duke of Buckingham, an absolutely fascinating character. In 1623, he and Charles I, or he wasn't Charles I at that point, but the future King Charles I went off to Spain in disguise to try and set up a marriage between Charles and a Spanish princess. Absolutely kind of bonkers idea. It didn't work, but absolutely fascinating story. Just really kind of brings the period to life. Similarly, the Spanish Armada, and Elizabeth I, and even just looking at this portrait, it's absolutely fascinating. Look at where Elizabeth has got her hand over the globe, as if to say it's mine now. I'm kind of taking it from Spain. There's so much just reading into old paintings and old sources to really bring the story to life. And then moving into American civil rights, Ida B. Wells writing in the late 19th century from the South and challenging lynching in the South, an incredibly dangerous thing to do, and really just showing the kind of bravery of campaigners at that time. So it's really really interesting the responses to the real serious problems that Black Americans in the South faced at that time. So there are just 5 reasons why I think it's history's a great subject to study, whether you're studying it at school, at university, or just for your own interest. I'd be really interested to hear what other people have to say, and if there's anything you'd like to add, please leave a comment. Hopefully this might have been useful if you are doing a personal statement or just kind of, thinking about should you study history or not. All right, thanks so much for listening.